So with that, we move on to our last presenter of the day, Mr. Anshumali Bhushan. He's from Genesis, and he would like to present the work that he has been doing, that he has initiated on blockchain usage for smart meter data collection and developing AI and ML applications to predict demand and settlement for customer disputes. Over to you, Mr. Bhushan.
Thank you. So how many students are there in the audience today? Any students of blockchain? So me included, right? Right, good one. So guys, thank you for joining us here. It's an interesting session I can see, and I have a lot of experts on the dais. And I will start by asking a small question to all of you. Do you all know which country there is a blockchain application that has got records of past 20 generations? And it's all signature verified, and you can check the records physically. So which country has it? Yes, sir. Yeah, where it is? Correct. It's the genealogy records. So that's right. They're in a couple of places, and it's a very interesting thing that blockchain we are talking today, and our forefathers went ahead and asked to script the genealogical records. And do you know how they are written? So it will be, if I am going there, they will ask my parents, my wife's parents, our brothers, our sisters, their sons, their daughters, and whoever is there, everybody is going to sign there. So I went there after the death of my father-in-law, and that was an eye-opener to me when I saw that everything is crystal clear and written and priced. So they charge you for the view, they charge you for seeing anybody else, and it's a highly paid model. You can pay $100 and view your records. So that's how we got initiated into blockchain. But coming to energy, where we are today, so I'll give you a bit of background, quick background on our company. So we are a startup in natural gas segment, and natural gas has just started leaping forward in India. And we have just implemented blockchain in a couple of our applications, which I will share with you. And it started, as I said, the blockchain, I should say, it started with collection of records, and it has a good advantage like paper, like ledger. So you can have everything documented and historically signed. It is linked. It's just like a human mind. So as we remember memories, so blockchain is just like that. You can have your memories and timestamps and everything, but it should not fail you. And third, it's very, very strongly resistant to alteration. So you have to protect. You are protected, your things are signed, and you are there. So what are chain of records? So these are chain of blocks, and how we protect those blocks is what is our workflow in software, as we call it. And how they are linked, so we have to make sure that the links are kind of contracts. So this is how we make our contracts. We sign legal deals, and there we have to make sure that the links are accurate, and it is encrypted in some format. Encrypted means nobody, of course, we are leaving out hackers for some time, but because as and when the computing power grows, they will be prone to those attacks. And there are smart new algorithms coming in how to protect the encrypted information. But yes, it should be prone, it should be very, very susceptible to any kind of hacking. So why energy sector is a perfect fit for blockchain? So in energy sector, as we are seeing, most of the contracts are long-term. In gas specifically, I'm working with minimum 10-year contracts. So you can imagine I'm signing it today, and I have agreed for a typical payment per user per month for a period of 10 years. And I'm going to protect it. And in the interim, I'm going to see how I can increase my value as a company. How do I do the services? How do I maintain my contracts? How do I maintain my SLAs, TATs, field manpowers, remunerations, wages, everything. So blockchain is a good fit here. How do I reduce the disputes? So consumer and utility disputes are probably the order of the day. When we see the balance sheets of energy companies, we see around 14% money going to disputes. So why is the dispute happening if your billing is accurate, if you're using smart meters, why can't we reduce the disputes? So another application of blockchain is getting into solving of disputes. And last but not the least is transparency. Why can't I open my system to my consumer and let him take charge and see what energy consumption they are doing, how we are managing their energy bills, how we are rebating them, how we are discounting them, and how we are finally calculating the total energy. So the value chain I see is in upstream, where it's selling, or midstream, or basically in downstream, which is the largest of the pies, which we are using as in our present use case. So how we are using, I'll try to skip this. This is more getting into, again, contracts where, because in 10 years, I would not know where I will be acquired, I'll be merged, the gas company or the energy company will be acquired or merged, or what would happen. So this blockchain basically protects all the signature, all the journey that you go forward, it will encrypt and keep everything intact. So how we are using blockchain? So we have we are a homegrown software solutions company, and we have our own MDM package, and we have developed our own contract management package, and both work on blockchain. So here in MDM, from the meter data authentication to meter data capture, encapsulation, and then bringing to the layer where it could be billed or forecasted, we are doing everything in a single block. So each block represents one consumer entity where we can judge what kind of uses they are happening. In contract, each revenue or each expense that we make is adjudged to the single contract. So at the end of the month, we can see how much we are earning and how much we are burning. So that is there. Rest, basically field operations management, we are still figuring out how to implement that. And in asset monitoring, we are doing issuance, tracking, relocation, permanent disconnections, and temporary disconnections. So these are the challenges which typical utilities face, because these are the dispute areas, and we are trying to remove those dispute areas and improve transparency by using blockchain solutions. The challenges that we are facing, so being a startup and being a non-funded entity, so it's a high and pretty high cost of operation that we are having to spend, and large manpower, good talent base to implement the blockchain solutions. Testing. So testing is another big area, because again, I told you it's a long-term contract, and we are wise when we work, but when we haven't worked, we have to learn. So we remain a student and we keep learning, and blockchain doesn't work like that. So it has to be codified, it has to be put on a platform, and it has to be tested. So the testing is another big area where we are trying to test, and we are trying to see what are the corner cases. But still, I feel there would be further issues where we need to see how to improve on the test cases and corner cases, and then bring it back to our system if we can improve that. Then slow adoption rate. So I don't see, apart from pilot projects, which all of my colleagues have spoken about, I don't see that it is coming in a big way where, government spending like National Register of Population or somebody like that, or Election Commission, they can come forward and say, hey, we want to put money on blockchain. And they can be the biggest spender, and they can use the data from each kind of data sources that are there. So future scope, basically, I'll talk more on commercial terms, is how to compensate for the development cost that a company has put into. So how to share it with electrical utilities, water utilities, how to use it for doorstep delivery options. So we are working on a smart addressing system as well, where we have a utility connect to single homes, how we can make it a smart address, and we can make a drone delivery or a doorstep delivery using that block. So those are the applications that could be revenue feeding to the system and could be a revenue neutral at some point of time. So current use case, we are operating in New Delhi, Rewari, Karnal, Muzaffarnagar, and this is where we are having around 190,000 smart meters in urban and semi-urban areas, and we are using a LoRa mode of communication, network authentication, data transaction is securely handled on our systems, and this is how we are forecasting energy accounting, demand management, consumer profiling. And these are the future scopes I told already. So finally, because the journey of one drop of resource includes hundreds of separate entities and companies and processes and legal agreements. Hence, I truly believe that blockchain is the future. We need takers. We need smart guys, smart utilities who can adopt these systems. Thank you very much.